John Force and Bob Tasca. Now, for John Force's team, he has won here 4 of the last 5 years, here being the MacTools U.S. Nationals, presented by Lucas Oil. Gary Gerald.
Well, we're here at the top end at the full throttle countdown to the championship qualifiers board. And a man who has his name on that board for the very first time is Jeff Arend. How special is this moment?
It's very special, Gary. I mean, for the last few 3-4 years, we go to the banquet every year, my wife and I, and look at that stage at the top 10. I just envision myself up there, and this year was rolling along really good, and then put a little drama in it there at the end. But I'll tell you, Jono, Nikki, our whole DHL team. I saw Connie over there this morning with Jimmo, and they said, no more 419s for you, buddy. You're going to be flying today. So I went, thank God, and I said, they do a great job over there. Thanks for all the support, and this means everything to me. I'm pretty happy right now.
He's in that number 9 spot thanks to 16 round wins this year. That's the most in his career.
And while the name is not yet up there, eventually you're going to see Bob Tasca down there in the 10th place, because when Johnny Gray went away, that gave the 10th spot to Tasca. Let's go to John Kernan. He has Dave Grubnic.
And of course, Grubby hanging on by a thread now, 8 points ahead of Terry McMillan for that final spot in the countdown to the championship in Top Fuel. What's it like to be back here, not in control of your own destiny?
Well, it's obviously a terrible feeling, but, there's nothing we can do about it. You just put up with it and move on. But, yeah, that Terry, unbelievable. Wins the round, oils it, and then, loses 10 points, I guess. So, the other person I'm worried about, too, is Bob Vandergriff. Those that followed this countdown, I remember, well, I'm sure that I remember it, but there's people out there who remember when Doug Herbert, won that rain-delayed Reading race and knocked me out by a mere 2 points. So, it's going to be an interesting day. So right now, we're in the stands. We're going to watch it. So we gave it our best shot. We fell short there first round, but we kept Larry honest, but just wasn't good enough. So.
He likes to cut it close. You've got to have a better year next year.
Yeah. Well, this one's not over yet. Let's just see how the day plays out. But it's been fun. We're still out here. We're enjoying ourselves. So we'll see how it goes.
Apparently, he likes the drama.
Yeah, and one of the guys, we like it too. Yeah, right. One of the guys that is taking aim at him, Terry McMillan. This was early in the day. They're still doing the opening ceremonies, having a good time. It got real serious real quick after he blew that motor apart, took the round win, and then got another penalty. Let's go now to an interview with Jason Line.
The #1 qualifier in Pro Stock, Paul, and all weekend long, he and I have been talking about how bad luck and parts failures have maybe dented the psyche a little bit, or so it appears. We've seen Greg trying to get you fired up about this race, but you and I were just talking about basically being a difference in driving styles. Explain.
Well, everybody's got to find their happy place and, what makes them tick, right? And those things are loud.
They are.
When I first started working for Greg, I thought he was kind of crazy, right? He's like jumping around like he's getting all crazy, and it's like, what's wrong with this guy, right? But that's what makes him tick, right? And he has to get fired up. Me, I'm the opposite. I like to be more laid back and calm, and I seem to do a better job that way. And it's sort of hard to find your place and know what really works for you. But that's what's worked for me.
Do you feel like you're in a happy place this morning?
I don't know. I hope so. I struggled, doing a lot of things all weekend, but I'm going to do the best I can, and I'm just really happy. They're great Summit Racing Equipment Pontiac behind me, so she's been like a Cadillac this weekend, so we'll see what happens.
You ought to see their shop down in North Carolina. I mean, security is very high there. That's pretty much true at all Pro Stock shops as well. Bob Tasca, he now has that 10th in the points locked up. You saw, though, how he was preparing. I mean, he totally missed the idea that he was there. He's getting his head into the game. He has to. It's John Force, 4-time winner here in Funny Car that he faces.
Well, that should be a good feeling for Bob, knowing that he's going to be in that top 10. But right now, this is the first John Force team car we've seen today. All 3 of the Don Schumacher team cars have advanced. Now, obviously, the most you can get out of John Force is 2. John's got to take out Tasca, and then the teammates are going to race in the final pair. But Bob Tasca, I mean, he's got a pretty good race car. They did struggle a little bit early in qualifying, but came back, made a nice run at the end.
Oh, look at that. Oh, John Force lights up those tires at the start line. And Bob Tasca, that's his dad right there. Bob Tasca, the third, goes through 4:16. 302 miles an hour and has the first round win. The first John Force car is out.
You know, and John Force, they had lane choice and they took the left-hand lane. Everybody in Funny Car had switched to the right-hand lane after Daniel Wilkerson, who was the first car out. And I don't know if that bit him or not, but, you know, if I'm watching all these guys and not seeing anybody smoke the tires in the right-hand lane, but seeing maybe, you know, a half a dozen cars when you go back to qualifying in the last couple of days doing the left-hand lane, I think I would have stayed out of that.
And his wife, a little disappointment on the line as well. It is now 2 other John Force cars. One of them has to lose, and that'll be the second one out. Robert Height, that man right there, and Mike Neff. Stat guy, Louis Bloom.
Well, think about this one. We saw Tony Schumacher lose first round. As Paul mentioned, he lost first round last year in 2001. Guess who also lost first round in 2001 at the Big Go?
Tell me.
John Force, the 2 winningest racers in both of the Nitro classes. What a stunning day.
I guess Indy doesn't like him right now. You can get the curse here at Indy.